Okay, now what you're looking at is basically the back field 2 lots behind my property. Now a long time ago, all this used to be kept clean and everything else. I'm just a little panorama around somewhat. And see all tall weeds and everything. See, a lot of this through here wasn't like this. A lot of this back here was taken care of by me, because I'd come in here with my lawnmower and basically I would mow the weeds down, because all this in here, you can see some of it probably not all of it, but this was my blackberry picking area. And in order to get to the good ones, I had to mow and maintain the property. Well, the person who did own the property decided to auction off the property, so therefore somebody else bought the property, came in and mowed everything to the ground. Everything. So now 2 years later, I'm back picking. Now I'm gonna move the camera a little bit with the tilt of it. This is my wild blackberries. Well, I say my, but the ones I'm picking, more mine now. These are how big they are. Now, I have a Navajo tame. That's not a good looking one. I'll grab this one back here. Now, this big old fat one is off my vines. That's a thornless tame blackberry. And don't be wrong, it's nice and juicy and everything else, but the flavor isn't there. These have way more flavor than what this great big one does, and basically that's what I'm picking. It's mainly the wild ones. Now I have picked a couple of raspberries here and there, still inside my bucket, because even with all the sweetness, you need a little tartness. And then on top of it, well, I think a little bit of color goes a long way with all the sweetness. Of course, I'm standing here getting nailed and picked on by briars from a lot of these others. Now, all this in here, of course, as you see, I've mowed the ground somewhat. It's probably been about a week or so ago. There's a little space here I can walk into. Now I am going to have to cut out some of these here in order to get to the ones back there, and vice versa. Like the ones, some of this right here, I have to cut out the top pieces. But let me move my camera around some. I know you're looking at the sky. Look at them big old fat red ones. Think about it. Here, probably within 24 to 40 hours, all them big old huge gorgeous red ones are going to be black. And all these weeds are grabbing a hold of my tripod. Now I'm going to come down here amongst a little bit in here, because this is where I have mowed another path. Now you're on tripod now, so that's why everything's a little different. But I mean, look at this. All these little red dots. Everything there. There's a cluster. It's probably, I'm going to say, maybe a good 5 to 8 foot in diameter. That goes all the way back in there. And now a lot of these are itty bitty, yes. A lot of these aren't really ripe yet. I give you that. But there's a few in here that are. I had to get me a drink. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning. I'd say temperature's probably somewhere between 80, maybe 80, 85, maybe a little higher, not by much. But what I'm gonna do with all these goodies in here is I'm gonna pick as much as I can. And then after I pick as much as I can, some of these are going to make its way to the farmer's market on this Sunday. Now, will all of them make it to the farmer's market? No. And the reason why is because I'm going to keep a majority of it, even though I already have a bunch already in the deep freezer. I am basically going to make jelly this year. And a good amount of it. And then I'm going to save another good amount of it for the freezer for this winter. Ow. But see, that's another thing too. Let me turn this thing around, flip my viewfinder around so I can see things better. Of course, you can't see my ugly old face, but you can hear me. Now, I have friends of mine that want blackberries all the time. Oh, I want some. Well, come and pick them. Well, that's too hot of work. I sweat too much, or I might get ate up by bugs, or I might get some poison ivy on me, or the thorns will get me. Well, that's all part of picking. But the biggest one thing I get a kick out of, and I mean I do get a kick out of it, I hear it all the time from some of my friends, man, I am country. Oh, I'm so country. But I'm so country I have to sit my ass in air conditioning, and I can't go out in the woods because I might get eaten up with bugs. Or I'm so country, but I like that city lifestyle so much I've adapted to it, and I've gotten lazy. That's the things that kill me. Now, what you wear doesn't make you country. Where you were raised doesn't make you country. Because I've seen some people that was born and raised in the city, like me, for the majority of the time, that will outdo majority of the people that was born in the country, raised in the country, and so forth. Like right now. Here I am, going through, turn my camera. That's one bad thing about having a tripod. Turn things around, you get focused on one thing, and you can't see what the person's doing, because they start moving and forget that there's no rotator on the tripod. Now, right here where I'm at, I'm looking at probably 20 good, decent sized blackberries. Now, what a lot of you all might call decent size is like those great big tame ones that I showed you, that are big and juicy with no flavor. Now, I'm not saying all of them are like that. I'm just saying a good majority are like that. These here, I tell you what, I've picked these and picked these and picked these over the years, and I've made cobblers for people, took them to them at their place of businesses, just dropped it off, and man, that cobbler didn't last hardly no time, because after I dropped it off, they gobbled it up like crazy. And I've had people before, you know, they wanted me to pick for them. They're like, man, just pick me a small amount. And I picked them a small amount, and they go through it like nothing. And then they're like, well, I want you to pick me another amount. And they say a little bit bigger than what you picked last time. Which don't bother me. Because I know some people have schedules and times of work and they just can't do this. Well, while they're working anyway. Now when you're off work and you're sitting around the house, sitting your ass on the couch, watching TV, eating all that garbage you consumed at the grocery store, all you're doing is getting fat. But at the time, I know, I've been guilty of it. I'm not gonna, act like I'm not, because I have been. I've been guilty of a lot of it. But the thing of it is, after you quit consumption of all them tater chips that taste so good, cooked in all that grease and peanut oil and everything else, man, it's good. But then after a time, you start developing a great big ass belly. And you start getting fatter and fatter and fatter. And you start wanting that stuff even more. And that's especially when the chip producers and all your soda pops and everything else, that's when they actually got a hold of you. Because you can't live without their product. You keep buying their product, you keep making them rich, but it doesn't do you no justice. Now, this here isn't gonna make me rich. This here will make me a little bit of pocket change to go on my piggy bank. This here will make somebody happy because they didn't have to come out here and get eaten up and bombed by all these mosquitoes and everything. No, that doesn't bother me. I just wish I could get easier access to a lot of these things I pick. Now, this here, of course, this is a 1 gallon pitcher. We'll use for Kool-Aid and tea. Now let me angle this more flat level. Now, this here, what you can see, is what I picked in my short time of being here. And I mean, yes, there's a lot of red ones in here. A lot of red ones. But there's a lot of black ones too. I just can't get to all of it, which makes me aggravated because a long time ago, which I had passed. See how that right there is? That's a path that I took the mower through here and just went like a Sherman tank, just driving through weeds. And I kept making passes all over the place. That's how it is back here again. I'm standing on a path that I cut out with a lawnmower a couple weeks ago. All of this, say 4 years ago, all this through here was clean. I mean, there was still tall weeds in certain spots, but it wasn't like it is now. Now I literally have to fight for everything that I have. Everything I am getting, I have to fight for. Now, this is what, Wednesday? Tuesday. Wednesday. This is Wednesday. So, I got today, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday to gather as much blackberries as I can. And, see about getting some kind of a tub of some kind and putting them in. And then after that, I might take, say, maybe 2, 3. Well, I got some paper cups at the house, which you stick like mushroom stuff in, stuff like that, or some kind of pepper. I might stick them in that, but I got like 3 or 4 of them. And I got 2 plastic ones. Some mushrooms came in a while back, because I always save my little containers like that, but you never know what you need them for. But I got 2 containers mushrooms came in, and I got a couple of those paper ones I can put them in. I could take, say, 4 little flats of blackberries and just say $3 a flat, which, you know, when I say a flat, you know, you're thinking probably strawberries. Mine, you know, you're talking about a container about that big around, about that deep, about 2.5, 3 inches deep, say 3.5 inches wide by 3.5 inches wide. You know, that's, to me, that's a flat. So I can take in, say, 3 or 4 of them, say $3 each, which is truthfully, with wild blackberries, that'd be about a quart per, about a quart, no, I would say a quart, half a quart, about a half a quart per container of wild blackberries, which, you know, you need at least 1 quart to make a pint or 2 pints of jelly. So, you know, if you don't eat much jelly, that's enough for you for a little while anyway. But yeah, this is I'm gonna be doing this now. There's a fella named Ray. He has tame blackberries, and I know people will be going to him, buying them from him when they're available. But you know, mine are wild. 99% of mine are gonna be wild. That 1%, because I do have some tame bushes in my yard, which I'm not gonna sell them. I'm gonna toss them back to the side, and I'm gonna use them for making jelly. And when I do use my container piece for making jelly, what I am gonna do is I'll make a video of me making the juice part first, and then after that we'll start making the jelly. Since I have that propane burner for cooking outside, them big old stew pots, I can use that for my double, well, actually it's a double boiler, but it's actually, you might as well call it a double boiler with a steamer. So, and that's what you use, put these things in, you turn it up, and all the berries pop and everything, and they get sifted at the top, and all the juice goes to the second stage, and on the waters on the bottom, which the steam rises up and makes everything, you know, juice wise. I guess it pasteurizes it too to some degree. Man, that tea's gone bad. It's horrible, but you know what? It's drinkable, and I don't care, because it's wet, and it's cooled me off a little bit. But I'm going to stop this video and commence the picking, because the longer I keep standing here talking to you, the less I'm picking. So, but y'all, you can bet your bottom dollar you're going to see more of this out here as I'm out here doing things. You know, or if I run across certain things, or a honey hole or something of that nature. Yeah, you'll see. But y'all have a good day. And I know you can't see me but part of my face, which, you know, it doesn't really matter. I'm out here in nature. Birds chirping, bugs are chirping. My cat's in here at the bottom of my feet, thinking I'm going to pick him up and pet him, which he's sadly mistaken. There's a jar fly. Yeah, jar fly. Or cicada, one of the two. Man, it smells so good. I wish you had smell-o-vision. Of course, all y'all that have allergies, it'd kill you. But man, there's so many flyers out here. If I just had my beehives, and I was gonna get them, but when all this stupid COVID crap came about, they wouldn't ship bees because it's a hell of a risk. That's why I didn't get bees. But man, if I did, this would be perfect. Man, there's flowers. I mean, there's butterflies. I mean, everywhere. I mean, every 15 feet I glance around the area, there's butterflies all over the place, and little moths, and all kinds of other little winged animals, well, bugs, insects, floating around, going from flower to flower. Man, it's wonderful. But y'all have a great day, and I'll see you again soon.